just that. Now we have to do that. We have to make each and every sentence so impactful that it impacts the person. We have to be keen on understanding each and every evolution of the sentence. So where do we get that from? Now we get that from this area, right? Okay. The essay part, the written ability test. What is your written ability test? How good you think? Okay, how good you do things, right? That is really, really, really important. Fine. Okay. Now let me take this and start. So this is the structure that is taught in IASs, right? But I have extrapolated it to the MBAs also, right? Okay. Now, what are the parts of an essay? Right? The parts of an essay. So it would have an introduction. Okay. It would have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Now you would say, okay, we know this, right? We know everything about what to write, how to write it. What am I going to teach you? Now, how many of you know about an introduction? How to make a introduction persuasive? Anyone having any idea? Yes. Let me know. Let me know, please. Anyone having any idea how to make an essay persuasive? The start persuasive. Yeah, someone has said we need. Okay, has said that we start with a quote. That is a good answer. Any other thing that you can suggest, Vineet? Yes. Starting with an anecdote, that might be a good suggestion, right? That is a good suggestion, I would say. Fine. Okay. Now, let us see what else we can have. Okay. There is a 5-pointer answers. Okay. 5 techniques to write an intro. Let me see whether I have mentioned it in the set or not, right? Okay. These are the general rules. The introduction. Now, introduction. Right? The introduction. I hope I am audible, everyone. Hello. I hope I'm audible clearly.
Yes, you are.
Right. Okay. So you can use a good quote. Nice one there, Vineet. Vineet gets 1 point. Okay. Now use a rhetorical question. What is a rhetorical question? What is a rhetorical question?
Sir, asking a question without expecting an answer, maybe.
Can you, without expecting an answer, a rhetorical question expects an answer.
Okay.
Right. And many a times the answer is quite evident. Okay. Can you give an example of that? Anyone? Since you have heard the definition. Yes. Yes, everyone. Okay, I would give you an example. Now, could you check where the sex ratio is the least? In which state? Yes. Can you check in which state the sex ratio is the least?
Haryana.
Haryana, right? So I can form a question about Haryana, right? Or the sex ratio of India, increasing sex ratio of India, right? Decreasing sex ratio of India. Okay. Let us say the sex ratio of India is at a grim point, or Haryana is at a grim point, right? What would I do? I would say, do we, okay, want India to be a nation of Mary Coms and can you please suggest me any other name? Yeah, any empower women? Don't know? Okay, fine. Let us say Kalpana Chawla. I hope you know the name, right? I would have used another one, but I am not getting Kalpana Chawla's. Or do we need to save them from the clutches of their mothers? Impactful, emotional. I hope you are getting in the context. Yes, everyone. ठीक है ना? If you read this sentence and I give you to check, okay, my essay, would you be moved by this? Would you remember this essay among the 50 essays that you have been reading since past 1 hour or 2 hours? 100%? Got the idea? Right. Okay. Now use a thesis sentence or a topic sentence. What is a thesis? Now topic sentence would be some topic that we have been given. Okay, the prompt says that, okay, this is something that, okay, this talks about this statement, okay, in this fashion. I think the thing is more complex. Okay, for example, it might say that, okay, juveniles, the topic is juveniles must not be given punishments as adults. As adults. Now I can say that, okay, that if given punishment to the juveniles as adults, they will not have any idea, okay, of how a normal life looks. Okay, or the prompt says that juveniles must not be given the punishment as adults. I think the scenario is more complex than the prompt suggests. Understood, everyone? Right? Yeah. Understood this point? Can we move to the fourth point? Use an imaginary newspaper headline. How would we do that? Okay, we can do that by, I had read this in newspaper, to be honest, right? Okay, let us say that America has launched its nuclear arsenal towards India. India, after its meeting of the top leaders, okay, has, okay, activated its, okay, security dome, okay, or missile, anti-missile dome. Right now, I would write it as Times of India, 25th Jan 2050. Got the idea? I hope so. Right, everyone? This is also a good point of writing this. Now, an interesting fact or statistics. Can anyone put an interesting fact about himself or herself in this chat? Not chat. Okay, can you speak about it? Yes. Let me know. Hello, everyone. An interesting fact about yourself. Okay, this would be asked in the interviews. An interesting fact about yourself, right? Okay, this is an interview question. So you are not being able to answer it. Please think about it. Right? We were talking about this in the last session. Now, an interesting fact or statistics might be, okay, that India, okay, India spends 2 times money on on marriage than on what? Education. Curious? Great point. Let me know. Everyone? है ना? Yes. I hope this is making sense. बताओ जल्दी. Right? Now the reader would be curious. Okay, this is the scenario. Okay, I need to think about this. Okay, then I can take him on the ride, on a ride that I want to take him on. Right? Once you have them, you would have them throughout the session. Begin with a short anecdote. Now, what is an anecdote? How many of you know what is an anecdote? Yes? Everyone? How many of you know what is an anecdote?
The real life stories.
No. Anecdote is a short story. Okay? Not a real life story. It might lead to anything, right? For example, if one talks about, okay, the life of a tree, right? I can start from there. Okay, fine. A tree is standing uh, at the turn, okay, or let us say uh, a crossroad. Okay, what does it observe? It observes people. It observes mother caring for their child. It observes accidents too. It observes people crying on the bodies of their loved ones. Right now, where do you want to take it? It would, you can take the story, okay, in that direction. Okay, fine. So you can use these anecdotal things, or you can use a short story. Right? Let us see. That was a metaphorical one, right? Short story. Okay. Uh, let's talk about our life, right? My life. Okay. Uh, starting from when I prepared. When I prepared. Right? I was curious about every aspect of cat. Now, the if you make it a long one, then the author would be the reader would be what? The reader would be bored. What can you add? Want to know about my life? Want to know about how I ended into teaching profession? Now I can have an anecdote and the person would be interested. What have I done? I have made this complex. I have used two questions, 2 points. The second one, use rhetorical question and use a short anecdote to start, right? Negate the topic in extremely controversial topic. I had told you, okay, you can negate the prompt. Fine. I hope we are clear with this, everyone. Let me know, please. Okay, fine. Let us move towards the first point again. Okay, so what ratio it should be in? Now, introduction should be in 1 paragraph, right? Body should be in 3, 4, or 5 paragraphs, in which you would mention 3, 4, or 5 points. Now, 4 is the optimum. And conclusion should be in 1 paragraph. Got it? Now, we would talk about, we have talked about starting, we would talk about the structure of the essay, right? One is the length structure. Second is how we would move towards, we would move the idea forward. Okay. Idea forward. Now, how many of you know about transition markers. What are transition markers? Yes. Can anyone help me out here? What are transition markers? Okay. However, but yet, on the other hand, on one hand, on the other hand, right? All these are transition markers. So I might have marked that. Okay, here somewhere. Just a minute. Okay, fine. I think it is there on the second page. Wait a minute. Yeah. So these are the general rules, right? I would just let you know about now. These are the markers. Okay, you can see this. You can take a screenshot. Okay, I would send you this. Okay, if need be, right, in the PDF form. Now, these are the things that you need to look at. Okay, use this actively, assuming that, given that, as a matter of fact, in fact, indeed, right? So all these can be used. Okay, type of relationship, making an unexpected contrast, saying why something is the case, saying what the result is. You can use this, right? I would share this with you. Now, what is prep? Anyone remembers that? What is prep? Okay, this is structure of writing a point. You would write 3 to 4 points. I have said. Now prep would be point, reason, example, and then again the next point. Got me? I hope it is clear. You might have seen this in the essays, or let us say in the RCs, reading comprehensions also, right? I hope I am 100% sure you have noticed it. Let me know. Notice किया है ना? Everyone, prep thing in the essays also, in your RCs also. Now thesis, concept, techniques. Okay, thesis, concept, techniques. Okay, now which concepts we might take? Okay, now if we write a thesis, right? I hope we all understand what a thesis is. What is a thesis? What is a thesis? Everyone. Okay, they use this course marker word transition markers also. You can call them transition markers also. Now, okay, so let us see this technique. Okay, so thesis, concept, techniques. Now we use several techniques such as bubble techniques. Okay, or I would use Chambi Pastel. Now, Pastel is nothing but political, environmental, social, technological, legal, and you would get this anywhere, right? Okay, legal, and this is what? Economical. Now, this is about comparative angle, giving it a comparative angle, right? I can compare two things when I'm writing about some things. For example, do, okay, privatization lead to better facilities in railways? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes. What do you think? Everyone. Akshita, what do you think? Dhriti, what do you think, Dhriti? Yes or no? Yeah, Harsh, are you there in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes.
No. Not sure. Okay, if I make the comparative analysis, Britain, okay, has lost because it has privatized the trades, while Japan has gained. Okay, both yes and no. Okay, so comparison makes a really good angle. Now, historical things. Okay, this is administrative, this is rural or urban points. How would it affect the rural and urban things? Now, M is media. Okay, how many mediums it might take, or how the press would take it. Now B is blue collar, white collar. Okay, how the people of the blue collar as well as white collar, okay, how different economic strata would be affected by the certain point. Understood the point? I hope you have written it. Now in the second last para of the body, concede the opponent's point if you are writing your own points, right? That is the fourth para. You have given your 3 paras, you have made your point, concede the, okay, that means take the point of the opponent and answer it in your own words, right? This makes it more persuasive to the reader. Getting me? Okay, now let us talk about the bubble thing, right? Okay, how do I do bubble thing, right? I had railways. Okay, I could think about the railways, right? Railways adds to, okay, I can make it into several parts. Okay, this is a bubble, this is a bubble. Okay, how do you think about railways? I think about it as a public transport. Okay, other than that, I think about it as a cheap transport. Okay, other than that, I can think about it as a freight transport facility, right? So I can think about it in many ways. Now which point to write, you decide. I hope you have got the bubbles technique and the Chambi pastel technique. Hello everyone, right? I have given you the example, ample of examples, and next time please write in that manner, right? Can we move forward, everyone? Shall we move forward? Yeah, I guess most of you are not in the class. Okay, just bear me for some more time. Sorry for this, right? Okay. The next point, we have talked about the body. Then I had some other point also. Let me see. Okay, these would be general rules. I would discuss it after body. Okay, I have. Now we have done this, right? Body or prep. Now in the final sentence, in the conclusion, okay, in the conclusion, what would we see? In the conclusion, what would we see? Now in the conclusion, reword or rewrite the intro into totally different words, such as the examiner might not notice it. Okay, discourse markers or transition markers will be finally, in totality, in summation, more or less, etc. Done. I hope you have understood this. Nothing more in this. Now general rules. Okay, break the essay into paras. I have already told you that you must break the first, second, third idea and then the counterpoint conceding to the opposite point in the 4 things. I have already told you that it should be in 1:4:1 ratio, where 1 is the introduction, 4 is the body, and last one is the conclusion. No sentence should be longer than 20 to 25 words, which makes it really, really, really bad writing if you are talking about the Indian students. Okay, I can write it, but you won't be able to, and it would make it really, really verbose in an idea. Write an argumentative topic if profile is weak for the college, balanced if strong, because we do not need to lose marks in this. It is a hit and trial method. Okay, if it took a turn and you got the attention, you would get an 8, or you might get a 4, because you have lost the attention of the author. Not the author, the reader. Avoid overwriting and cuttings. Write clearly and legibly. Do not use my handwriting. Okay, legibly, right? Okay, since I write on a pad, I am not being able to make the writing legible. Okay, capitalize proper nouns. What are proper nouns? Do you understand proper nouns? Yeah, everyone. Yes, do you understand proper nouns, everyone? This is the last point. Come on, guys, I have not eaten because of you, right?
Yes, sir.
Name of something. Now, is Delhi a proper noun? Yes, no. Okay. Now, is Siddhesh a proper noun? Is Harsh a proper noun? Okay. What else is a proper noun? Name of a place, person, animal, and what else can we name? We can name anything, right? Elephant. Will elephant have a capital in the front? Yes. Yes or no? Can an elephant have a capital in the front? No, because we are not naming the elephant now. If the elephant is named Ramu, I would place this in front. Done. That is all for today. Okay. Go through this topic once again if you would like to, right? And I would give you the essays to write, okay, which we would be discussing probably tomorrow from 9 to 10. Fine. I hope I have told you everything. Any questions from your side?
Sir, can you please share the PDF also in the
Yeah,
group?
I would share the PDF. Do not worry about that. Done? Okay. That is all for today, right? We didn't have uh, much to talk about there. I would have included the practice also, but it has been too late. 10:49 it is, right? I have been sitting here since 9 o'clock. Okay. So I will take your leave. We will do the WAT questions afterwards. I think we will be able to do great. I hope you have understood how this is really important in terms of making your ideas clear. Okay. For the clarity of ideas, always write. I can show you investors, okay, billionaires who talk about the clarity of ideas and talk about writing for the clarity of ideas. It is also taught in the armed forces also, right? Do not take anything I talk about lightly. There are only 9 people here. I know that most of the people have gone to other sessions and all, right? Where I do not know whether they would be working or not, but most of the aspirants are not taking it seriously right now. Okay, you people are here. Please put your time carefully and judiciously. Done. That is all for today. Bye, everyone.